Hello, readers. Let's talk a little bit about the elements of poetry. Poetry is one of the genres or categories of stories we will be reading. Poetry can tell a story, describe a situation, or it can appeal to the senses. Just like drama and fiction and informational text, all organized with a specific and unique text structure, poetry is much the same. Poetry or poems are organized into stanzas. Stanzas are the little groups of lines within a poem. Sometimes they kind of look like paragraphs, and we want to call them paragraphs, but in a poem, we will call them stanzas. Poems also have line break. That's where each line of text ends. Usually when we're writing in a narrative genre or an informational genre, our line ends where our sentence ends with a period. I don't always have to follow those rules in poetry, and as the poet, I can really end a line wherever I want to. So line break and stanzas are two things that make poetry very unique. Poetry is also full of literary devices. Let's take a look at a couple you might see in poems. I might see some rhyming words like cat, hat, floor, door. These are words with the same ending sounds at the end of lines or stanzas. Poems might also have rhythm. Rhythm is a pattern of stressed syllables that create a beat. When you find yourself tapping your toes and nodding your head as you read the poem, that poem has rhythm. Imagery, we know that word. That's using our senses to create mental images. Poems might be full of sensory images such as smells and tastes and sounds. Poems might also use alliteration. That's that same sound or letter at the beginning of the words of the lines. Sally sells sea shells. We might also find some onomatopoeias in poems. That's a word that imitates the sound it represents, like buzz, thud, clank, crash. Some poets choose to use repetition in their poems. That's when lines or words are repeated to stress importance. We are going to read poetry together this week, and hopefully you're going to want to read some poems independently. As we read, we are going to be looking and analyzing the structure of poems, and we're going to be looking forward to analyzing the literary devices that the poet used. Good readers think about structure and literary devices when they read poetry. And they're looking to see, is this poem telling a story, describing a situation, or does it appeal to my senses? Poets will use literary devices to strengthen the message they are trying to let their readers know in their poem.